Welcome everybody, this is Evelyn. I have 2 of my 4 deck reads and the 7 deck read on the table for you. I did give a go at a live meditation that was going to be amazing last night, but 7 people popped on and popped off and nobody stayed, so there's no point in going live if no one's going to be there. So I can much more easily do something that's pre-recorded. So I don't want to do that again where it's, I put a lot of time into it. So I was going to do another one on the 21st, but nobody showed up. If one person had showed up, I would have done the whole thing. So just let me know if you want me to try on the 21st. If I can get some confirmations of somebody being there, I'd be glad to do it. So here is the 4 deck read, 2 4 deck reads, and then the 7 deck read on the table. Let's go ahead and take a few deep breaths first. Go ahead and take a deep breath. Another deep breath. And one more deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings out to everybody. Thank you for being here with me now. And I hope you had an amazing day. It's now nighttime here on the East Coast. And I was just outside looking at the moon. I couldn't find the moon actually, but the stars were really brilliant out there. It was a beautiful sky tonight. We are going to roll the die. We're going to pull some oracle cards at the end as well. So let's go ahead and roll the die first. For the twin flames for today, which is December 13th, which was a big energy for me because I just told you I would get God's birthday as December 7th and December 13th, and then I realized it was a week, which made a lot of sense. So for me, this was a very significant day. Let's go ahead and roll for December 13th, 2022. We have the 69 of the Cancer energy as well as the Ace of Pentacles. A very balanced energy there. The Mother, the Moon. We also have Neptune here, so a lot of dreamy energy. Dreamy energy and motherly, nurturing energy. And then the number 10, which is that high vibe destiny energy of the 1-0 trill, as well as the Wheel of Fortune, as well as October. For me, it's very Libra energy. So we have Neptune, which is very Piscean. So Pisces is mutable, Libra is cardinal, and then Cancer is cardinal as well. So 2 cardinals surrounding a mutable in the middle. Very dreamy, motherly, and balanced energy. So the meditation I was going to do last night, I was calling Coming Home. It was kind of like a coming to America energy. I woke up one morning, was being guided exactly where to go and what to do. And one of the energies came up was the name Washington. Of course, DC comes up with that. But I looked up the specific definitions for washing and ton to see the kind of energy that was coming up from that. It was very interesting because it came up as the place where a ton of precious metal is found and washed, powdered to receive the sweet stuff on top without sticking to the support system, a ton of fraudulent transactions or laundering, purifying, washing the torch, which then would put the torch out, right? Putting out the light. And then the cleaning or purifying those with style, right? Only those who have style or money. And again, as well as sound waves and thunder. So just a little energy that was coming up around Washington. And so this first, whoops, sorry about that. Am I still on? I don't know how I took a picture while it was not in that mode, but okay. All right, so here's the first 4-deck read. Let's see if I can get that more clear. So the underlying energy is over here, 3 cards out for each deck, and then the cards I was supposed to count at the end. So the first deck in this read is the Journey of Love, and then Shaman Dreams, and then Metatron, and then Nature's Whispers was at the bottom here. I'm going to bring it in a little closer so you can see the cards better. Okay, so this is read number 1. This was done yesterday on the 12th. And one of the other energies that's been coming up is the energy of the Father sparks and the Mother Nature, the rest, nurtures. Let's see. Journey of Love was started at 7:22. The other decks were dealt 7:23, then 26 and 27. The 22 is the Fool, the 23 is the King of Wands, 26 is the Page of Wands, and 27 is the Ace of Wands. The numbers that came out at the end of each deck were 5, 5, 10, and 10. So repeating 5, 5, 10, and 10. 55 is the Ace of Swords, and 10, 10 is that very high vibration. Also 2 wheels, a 2-wheeler perhaps. And so 5, 5, 10, 10 wouldn't come up in gematria because the number's too high. You don't often get a hit when it gets that big. But I did look up 55, 10 and 25, 21, as well as 5, 10, since we got 2 5s and 2 10s. And 55, 10 is also the 51 of the King of Swords with Source backing them up. So 55, 10 came up as all involved in the unlawful imprisonment of humanity, tried and held accountable, X. 25, 21 came up literally written out as the number 11, 11, 0, and 4, which equals 26 altogether. Or you could say 8 if the 11s were 1s. So 5, 10 came up as the lot. This was significant because I looked at 5, 20 as well, since the 51 is the King of Swords, and we had 52 coming up in 25, 21 because 52 is in the middle. So I looked up 520 as well. But first the 510 came up as the laptop from hell, then only, and then let the children be free. The 4th one was Russian, and the 5th was I am the female Christ. The 8th entry was moon, 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 as we just passed the full moon. And the 13 was the Star of Bethlehem, which I often parallel to the twin flame energy coming together. You're each your own star coming together, and that Hieros Gamos is that double diamond star of the Star of Bethlehem, same type of energy. So I'm wondering if that 510 came up again, because I didn't write the 520 down here, but I know I did it. So maybe that was from today. I guess we'll see. So at 7:45, I started the underlying energy with the 54, which is the Page of Swords, and the Earth Angel, the 64 of the Woodwives, the 49 of the Family, and the 49 again of the Heightening Your Vitality. So we had 2 49s back to back, as well as 2 5s and 2 10s back to back in the other number. The Universal Mercury of the Earth Angel, ether blanketing the world with a message of Woodwives, ability to adapt a blissful extension of the tree or the sprout, getting your wish of family meet and greet at sunset, and a message of bliss and wishes all around, of self-satisfaction to heighten your vitality. At 7:55, which is the Chariot and the 55 of the Ace of Swords, the underlying energy of the sweet soul rising and the wake-up call to hidden beauty, and sudden rush of blood with the 16 to the heart as the Earth Angel prepares for a message. At 54 is the Page of Swords. The purging trauma that was covered up for too long, which we didn't get to do because I didn't actually do the meditation last night. And I'm losing my voice here. At 8:01 is the Strength card and the 1 of the Magician, the 60 of the 6 of Swords of riding the wave, leading the swans on Swan Lake, wide open without fear. Indigo magenta peace came up, is that energy of that blue, dark bluish purple with the magenta pink coming up together in the swan energy here. The 12 of the wise self-initiation to see new perspectives, and the 2 of the higher self, within nothing there is everything, entering into the womb of the earth. The reveal, the leap, the moving into the cyclone, slowing your roll, arriving at the womb of your soul. The surface of the earth is a graveyard of all who have come before. Think of the millions and millions and billions of people who have died already. The ether human as vapor or Eden, the original heaven on earth, Sophia, the messenger of peace, I don't know, peace, is that a word? Maybe Pete's supposed to be coming up. The messenger of peace, wisdom, and higher self. Also, Ishmael Perez came up the past couple days as well, so you might want to check him out if you don't know who he is. The higher self with 2 cards came up here, the 52 and the 55, which is the Queen of Swords of the Ancient Ones and the acceptance of their fairy tale in the enchanted forest. The Queen of Swords and her Excalibur. And then 3 cards also came up here. The 25 of the Seed of the Heart, the 23 of the King of Wands and Across the Waters, and the 70 of Heaven on Earth. The Knight of Wands plants a question in your heart, the King of Wands in the light at the end of the tunnel, the 2 of Pentacles performance and a projection of heaven, the seed planted and watered, the emotional investment in heaven, which you notice heaven broken up is he, avenue or path of the capital M, which for me is Christ. The Queen of Swords and the King of Wands dancing together in I'm in heaven after walking the green mile of the heart. So at 8:15, the 54 of the crossing, the initiation of the alchemist, crossing the natural tree bridge into a tunneled vortex between 2 rocks or 2 mountains or 2 pieces of land. The 2 of the higher self, the beloved heart on fire, with radical acceptance of the 63 of the 9 of Swords of suffering and silence in the winter's dream, a hiding place, a gestation period, and the 41 of the Moon Maiden, with new beginnings of the mermaid, who was the maid of Poseidon, now the maiden of self-love, holding the moon. The 43 of the 3 of Cups coming together, with overwhelm and plenty of the Taj Mahal of overflow, and the 15 of the Dust Devil, the opposite, moving out of stagnation, from fire to ice, which then melts and floods, and then evaporates into desert, because the tree trunk soaked up all your water. Adaptable woodwives of pain and bliss know this means to go back to the central sun for a fill-up, vacuum-packed and long-lasting. The first next card that came out was the number 10 of the Deep Diver, into a task, the bliss of jumping right in and not thinking about it. The 32 and the 56 of the journey of knowing and keeping energy clear in the jeweled web of connectivity, of I, child, co-creating, with one equal and congruent in transition. Where the 13 remembers the capital letter B, which also comes up at one point, I explained in one of my readings, the letter L, which is also lambda, which is the lamb of the Christ energy and the da of the Father, the Christ-Father connection of lambda, L, B, and 13 of the transition, which today is the 13th. And the wall of obstacles, seeing the lights on the tree and then seeing out from inside of the trunk with projector on, your knowing, keeping the projector clear so it's properly received on the screen. The web and the wall, or the ebb and the all, where the all is the thing that makes holes, or the hole maker, the flow. So there were 5 cards here, 38, 51, 55, 21, and 3. The Queen of Cups, the King of Swords, the Ace of Swords, the World, and the Empress. The Queen of Cups and the King of Swords with truth for an abundant world, her many masks and his limitless possibilities, authentic stars, the farther gate, in a bold step for humankind, in first breath of beginner's mind, and benefactors of grace and generosity, of the king and their consort, in the mushroom of cuddly abundance. Bun dance is a transmutation dance of the physical body. BUN is a marker of the kidneys. At 836 is the strength of the 36, the Atlas energy and the weight of the world, and the underlying energy of the 41 of heaven and earth, as above, so below, in energetic exchange with the 34 and the ancestors arcing on the rainbow bridge, as our parents and grandparents and great-grandparents did at Ellis Island on their journey to the sun, finding the auric key, the breadcrumbs along the way. Set natural boundaries every day of nature and love light, of patience, of a higher love, when rewriting or when reuniting with the family and self-satisfaction. To be happy with oneself. At 839 is the dance of the 39 of the Knight of Cups of being love. The first card out here is the 7 of water and emotional well-being, the dolphin and the icosahedron, which means I matter. The 44 of beacon. The icosahedron is also the 20 sides, but the icosa literally means I matter. The 44 of the Hercules energy of the social worker type of Atlas, or the feminine, her harvest. The beacon here of be lighter, with the chariot, water, and the vehicle of ascension. Saint Dolphin, I call Sandalphon. I matter, so use water to light you up. Be lighter and shine up. Grounding and integrating and mastering how to receive love. The 26 of the Page of Wands of pink self-love and nurture. The Page of Wands, the Magdalene shell in the womb life bulb in phased array, meeting the sun's rays halfway. In a life lesson in the quiet before the storm, honing those energies and channeling up from the womb direct, or DC, direct current, to the crown. All right, there's that energy of DC's, I'm just getting this now, DC's connection to the English crown. The two cards here of the 16 and the 51, the Holy Grail and the Diamond, suddenly the King of Swords as the knight in shining armor of purity and wings, depositing holy communion of diamond light into the Holy Grail depository of gold and white. She lights up to God, and Michael, pure and simple, angel, arcing, seeing her lighting. The 856, the dance of the Two of Swords of your knowing, and the one card that came out here of the 48 of the void, of the Om and the home, and the crowning of the 30, which is the home. The 7 cards here, which is the chariot as well, and again, the feminine within the masculine ascending. The 22 of the Fool's Journey with an open heart and a leap of faith, of Archangel Sandalphon's serenade in the purple moon, with higher self and time out needed in that purple moon. The 31 of transformation of light and dark, receiving the light with storage for later in a shadow pack. The fire dragon's strong with dragon's breath, the ether, and the pyramid with fire in his belly, receiving her light and hungry for more. The 47 of the 7 of Cups of blessings and thanks from the heart to the crown, but someone may not be eating right here and needs to stretch and lunge. The 24 of the Queen of Wands in orange, which is also Omega, crowning herself. And it's funny too, in this SIRIAN Starseed deck, the Queen of Wands is very much crowning herself. The Queen of Wands orange of the ego, and the Pleiades, though, is also number 24, according to Ashmael Perez. And Earth is 606. Connection and attunement here with the 18 of the purple moon and the Mother Earth for grounding support, cooling the fields with the divine masculine chariot. At 9:09, and also I wanted to bring this up too because it crosses paths with my messages. Sam the Illusionist had, in his last channeling, I think it was, I don't know if he did one today, I didn't listen today, but they talked about a meeting with the dark energies on Mars, on whether they want to be transported to another system or not. So they're being given a choice. It's 717, by the way. They're being given a choice to go, I guess, to avoid any combat, so that they wouldn't be, as they rise from within Mars to come out, that they wouldn't run into problems with the light side. So there's supposed to be, it was interesting too, because it came up in my cloud pics yesterday too, before I even heard that message. My cloud pics showed the red talking to the blue with gold all over. You can read the message. I can't think of exactly what it was right now, but it's on my Instagram. I always post my messages up there when I post the pictures. If you can't make out the picture, that's okay. There's always a message there. So on the 21st of December, they're supposed to have a meeting about that to settle out what's going to happen on Mars with the dark and the light. So at 9:09 is the underlying energy of the 16 of inner truths and the 36 of intuition, the 28 of bountiful harvest, the 49 of heightening your vitality, and the sudden knowing with a map of intent, with your brain on fire, the twin towers of you and I connection, which is intuition, the twin flame harvest of Atlas and Hercules, and getting your wish by heightening your vitality. At 9:12, the Hermit and the Hanging Man, of the first card out being the 50 of the 10 of Cups and the potential gateway and the magical tree of the family. And at 9:18, which is 45, which is interesting because my birthday's 9:18 and I was born at 45, purging, empowering the 23 that you are worth it, the emotional fulfillment of your vision. With 10 cards coming out here connected to your vision, 39, 21, 26, 19, 42, 14, 17, 6, 25, and 33. The Knight of Cups complete with the Page of Wands, sunshine. The Two of Cups of a higher love with dreams come true with lover Knight of Wands standing up for themselves. A clear endeavor for winter with fresh approach for spring. Inspired to be true to your heart and shift your energy and flirt. Let love be your beacon. With the assurance of prior generations of dreams and infinite blessings. With patience and balance, the big picture of healing the root. To flower the crown, to keep your dreams alive. The Knight of Wands, be gentle with yourself at 9:30, which is the Hermit and the Union, or the home. So here's where I wrote the other definition for 520. So again, 510 at number 13 was the Star of Bethlehem. So I wanted to see what 520 was as the number 13th energy, since today was that 13th day. So for 520, the first entry was the Matrix to the 510, which was the laptop from hell. The 8th entry for 510 was Moon, 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 and then 520 was I am the light bringer. The 13th entry to the Star of Bethlehem of 510, for 520, the 13th entry was Lux, L-U-X, which is a unit of illumination. So it was really cool that that came up. So there's that Star of Bethlehem and the unit of illumination of the two stars coming together, of the 51 and 52, the King and Queen of Swords. So that was the first message. So the one from today, I'm going to give you now. And I actually added, I have a laminated Rider-Waite edition here. And I have it, it's not the full deck. I've separated it into just the people to kind of identify people when I need to. So I pulled some of those cards with this read as well. So you got a little bit of extra energy here. So this one, let's see if I can get back to that one. So this is the one from today. And again, it's the same type of read. So we have the underlying energies on the left, the 3 cards out, and then the ones I had to count on the right. I'm going to pull them up a little bit so you can see which decks they are too. So the top deck there is the Journey of Love, and then Metatron, and then Nature's Whispers, and Shaman Dreams at the bottom like I normally do. That's my original format. And then you see the cards that I pulled. The first pyramid is actually this one over here, and then this one, and then this one up top. So that's the order that I pulled them in. Okay. So this one was pulled. This one was pulled at 11, 43, 44, 45, and 46. 11 is the alignment of truth and balance. And 43 is the 3 of cups, 4 of cups, 5 of cups, and 6 of cups. The cards, the piles at the end came out. 14 cards came out for the Journey of Love, 14 for Metatron, 8 for Nature's Whispers and Shaman Dreams was 1 card. So 14, 14, 8, and 1. So again, there's not going to be a definition from Gematria for that number. It's too big. So I looked up 14, 14, which is very significant because, right, that's the energy of the 14 and 41 of one for all and all for one. And so I looked up 14, 14 as well as 41, 41. And here's some of the energies I got from the numbers I looked up. 14, 14. Number 1 was target letter received, then gateway, the way, and then Michael Levon Robinson. The 5th entry was supernatural energy. 6 was the love of my life. And 13 was the sword and the egg, which also came up in my pictures I posted for Instagram today, the sword and the egg. So you might want to check that out. So the next one I looked up was 41, 41. The first entry for that one was the number 1141 and then September 13. So there's that 13 again. But it said Jimmy Clan robbed the Bank of England. All right, so it's 1141, September 13, Jimmy, I think it's Clan, robbed the Bank of England. The 13th entry was a 2022, so literally this year. A 2022, and A is 1, which would be January, but it also references the masculine. And there's something about that meeting on December 21st, so that may be significant there as well. I also looked up 1481, since it came up 14, 14, 81. The first entry was double jeopardy, right? You can't get tried twice for the same thing. So if you already paid your time, then you won't have to do the time. The second entry was 142, then 124, then 214. So all the variations of 1, 4, and 2 came up here. 5 was sunflowers. 6 was we are ready. 7 was do you have a code. 8 was Robin Leslie Simpson, which I looked up. I didn't see anything significant, so I don't know what that's about. 9 was Donald John Trump Lentil. The 10th entry was 8/11th. Or August 11th, or just 8/11th, I think it was 8. And then the 11th entry was a powerful oracle. Then the witch hunt. 13 was 241, so it was actually the 4th variation of that 142 entry. 19 was B.H. Obama deleted 66. And the 22nd entry was Christ's true return as a lion. So lion and Leo energy was very significant today. I want to look up that number real quick too, the first one anyway. Actually the 13th one, 241. I might have used it before, but let's see what comes up. So 241. 241 comes up as Archangel Michael, and he just came up today. So 241 was the 13th entry, comes up Archangel Michael, was very significant because he came up that way. Then Lula, Natasha, Katrina, Anu, Antonia, Mona Lisa, and so on. Let's see what the 13th one is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Dimitri, D-I-M-I-T-R-I. All right, so that's that one. All right, so we started this read. The underlying energy is at 1202. The number 20 of the Sweet Soul Rising, and then 20 again from another deck was the Cosmos, 38 of Acceptance of Love, and 34 of the Lay of the Land. The wake-up call to rise to the cosmos as cosmos mirrors you. The Queen of Cups with acceptance of love from the King of the Hill with the lay of the land and energetic exchange between them. The 1205 of the Hangman and the freedom and change and expansion, the underlying energies after the King of Cups, 37, stood between the red and blue in the vortex and exposed in the middle of the bridge, out in the field, suffering in silence, defenseless to the energy coming in. And again, there's that energy of the red and blue in the meeting on December 21st. The 30 of the Union, and it's 7:27 on the clock now. The Four of Wands towering magnificence of the mighty sentinels in union. The 55 of acceptance of the truth, and the giants witnessing the fairy tale in the enchanted forest. The 10 of destined, 3 to 1, jump. The leap to the sweet soul rising, 3 into 1, the destiny of the high vibe angelic rising or getting their wings. An angel gets their wings. At 237, which is the High Priestess and the 37 of the King of Cups. The first card here was the 50 of the 10 of Cups and the cloak of peace and quiet and emotional fulfillment. The 44 of Rings of Time, of hips and wheels and lack of movement, of Christ and Thoth, and the bird in the human, or 3 generations of deep contemplation here to the sweet soul rising from 20 to 50, and there may be an age reference there, and 44 to 33, God speaks. To get off the 3D 44 social work bridge and get onto the 4D bridge to everywhere else, to rise from 33% of your DNA to 44% and beyond, up to 80%, which is a reference to the Pleiadians from Cryon, through direct connect through yourself at 244 of the 2 grounding and integrating and mastering how to receive love. With 14 cards here, the 64 of sensual awakening to the bliss state, the 11 of the eruption of Hieros Gamos to the 24 of Omega and the Pleiadians, the 7 sisters, and the spaces between the words, or the 22 of the Fool's Journey and the 5D platform at the station, 5D station, that's the jump-off point to all the other dimensions, loving all that is. The 16 of the sudden heart of the moment, when the blood rushes in, and then the Page of Cups, innocent heart, into the void. The 48 of the man of earth and the woman of the sky, one walks away and one walks within. The 31 of the chaos of life of the victim, the martyr, and this Christ flame is the old way of being. The 23 of the King of Wands, across the waters, is crossing over to heaven on earth. The 70 into the 41 of the Mary Magdalene Holy Grail, of the knowing without knowing. The 17 of the star, her grace, hauling the moon at day and extending her hand, her healing hand, by night. The 36 of Atlas and the cosmic butterfly with map of intent, to fly with buttercup. The 3 of the abundant burning hero and burning off the ego, like revving your engine, sloughing off the ego. The 252 of the higher self and the Queen of Swords, as the underlying energy is the 22 of Saint Dolphin, serenading his higher self, the divine feminine and the purple moon, with time out needed, the 1 of the yellow bumblebee to pollinate buttercup as 2 supported by source, as the cosmos mirrors the dodecahedron. The 12, or the 1 and the 2 of the 12, in the wise perspective of the masculine and the feminine together. The first card here was then the number 12 again, of the Akash, to open a page and articulate. So for some reason I was guided to pull from that deck of cards of people. And the underlying energy was the King of Pentacles, the Chariot, the King and Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. Or the King and Queen of Cups blocking the King of Pentacles from getting to the Queen of Wands. So the King of Pentacles sends the Knight of Wands back the other way. He goes the long way around to the Empress to be the Knight of Cups, or be love, before the Queen of Pentacles devil gets to her. So it's like being blocked one way, so then they had to take the really long way around before the other person got to them. So, sorry about that. Teddy's got his bone on the floor. At 257, we have the higher self and the 3 of Swords. I wish you could see him. Teddy, you're so cute. He frolics with the plants. He has his little nose under the leaves. He like makes love to the plants. It's so sweet. You're so sweet. That's you. So 257 is the higher self in the Three of Swords. The Hermit sheds light as the Two of Cups, Page of Swords, and the Knight of Swords around the world in 80 days. The Hermit connecting with the Divine Feminine or Pisces with a lot of messages or air signs around them, ready to defend them or just connecting around the world. So then I opened the Journey of Love explanation book, and it opened to page 71, which on the first page is 70 when I opened that page, but the continuation is from 71 to 72. Page 71 was the number 29 of the Spiral Dance of the Goddess to page 72, which is also the reference to the 72 by 2. And some of the quotes from that message was impregnating the matter of your body, of your life, with light. You become luminous, radiant, and you assist others even just through your presence. You are growing, so it's telling you why you may be feeling a certain way. And then from page 69 to 70 was the 28 of Sacred Convergence, perhaps with tears. Traveling to a strange land, maybe not all welcome at first. Finding yourself in situations which you previously would have avoided. Seeking to know self rather than judge others at 307, the Empress and the Chariot. So back to the cards at 35 with the Kundalini sword rising into Hercules, the 44 with Rings of Time, and the 34 of the Ancestors' Bridge and Energetic Exchange from God as Christ to so many people. So here they wanted to really bring it home that you are all sons and daughters of God, not just Jesus Christ, that you are all the sons and daughters of God. The 10 cards together, destined high vibe to be gentle with self, going into the 8 cards of Leo the Lion, well represented here, like I said before. And then the 10 and 8 cards came up together here, which again is the 18 of the Chai, which I can't do that Chai. And but first Metatron with 11 8 11 2. The 29 of the Blue Madonna. Some mistake her for the Black Madonna, present with gifts, indigo and seriously aligned and holding space. The 43 that she is a healer coming together with you. So pause to receive, to feel joy in your coming together, which I was just out, like I said, in the night sky, and the stars are so bright. I assume that the brightest one I saw was Sirius. But there's 8 cards in the dance here of the X and the arcs of the infinity symbol, and the parentheses, or the parent thesis. The 26 of the Page of Wands pink of the life bulb of the womb of self-love, and the 16 of the Holy Grail rising, cupping the wombs. This is the energy of the Holy Grail. Literally the bottom of the Holy Grail cups over the womb. The stem of the Holy Grail is the quantum entanglement of the solar plexus, and then holding the heart with the cup. Holding the heart to power up at 318, the Empress and the Moon, which is also a reference to the Earth and the Moon, the infinity or the infinite light, the King of Swords of white of purity and innocence, and the shell to the Grail to diamond light. The Page of Wands is that lion's heart to the King of Swords through the Ancient One. So getting to them through God or Source, Creator. The 6 of Love, the aqua rose gold mother's heart, and the spiral connection to the collective awakening, the mother's love of creation with the sun's rays, and then they intertwine, a destined new dawn as the central sun has upgraded itself and sharing with Mrs. Claus to all through the void. So pause, walk away and within to that purple moon with the silver warrior of light in the union of purple and silver, and this is where Michael comes up in the indigo shield, as the Lady of the Lake presents Excalibur. At 326, the Empress and the Page of Swords. So at 326, the 52 of the Queen of Swords, and again, that's Lady Liberty with priorities and building blocks for life. The DNA linked to your chakra system, the rainbow bridge to the golden wings. 2, Big Bird and Saint Dolphin. Number 7, who matter and need water for emotional well-being at 3:30. And then I was getting the pinball machine because I couldn't figure out with this image I'd seen in the clouds today what it meant. And it literally was like a foosball rod, except it wasn't players on the foosball rotating. It was, what is the rod with a like a flat circle, like a metal circle with flat sides, where it gets threaded from side to side, not through the middle of the circle, but through the actual metal of both sides, so then it spins like a foosball player would. And what is that? I can't think of it in my mind what it is. It's like, you know, putting a scallop on a shish kebab rod or something like that, but it's not food. So there's all sorts of weird messages I was getting, but then I was getting the pinball, which references my pin technical drawing, which has to do with the lower part of the pin, the 2 circles, is the masculine and the feminine circles, which is, if you put them together, equals that circle that would get threaded onto this rod that I'm talking about. So it's bringing me back to the pinball machine, which is like a foosball table, and also Tommy and the pinball wizard, right? Deaf, dumb, and blind and all that. But also my pin example of how it works between the masculine and feminine. As the pin opens, the pin is the feminine collecting from the sun, and then it gets vacuum sealed. As it closes, it goes down into the circles of the feminine and then into the masculine circle, which he's the back of the pin, and the top being the housing. When he uses that up, then the pin falls open again because the vacuum seal is broken, and she then goes back to the sun to collect the energy again. So the 0, 0, 0, or those circles being threaded with the rod, is the divine masculine and divine feminine together in the pearl threaded, unifying 3 planes of existence, and the 52/7 of the King of Swords and the Warrior, the Lady of Lake Liberty and Ellis Michael, and the indigo child aligned with the blue Madonna, or Sirius, who's whole and complete, or Cancer and Pisces, and the 5 of communication with the message in a bottle, and then the shell or platform, and there definitely could be reference to a masculine, feminine, and a child there as well. The emerald and indigo energies coming up here today, so very much that purple emerald energy, the indigo to violet energies, and coming together and speaking up together, which references the heart of the emerald, and then the 3rd eye to the crown. So again, using your psychic abilities to speak from the heart in that platform. At 3:40, which is the 3 of the Empress, the 40 of the Page of Cups. So again, I'm saying it could reference a mother and child, and that's very much a mother and child energy. So the underlying energy is the 24 of the Queen of Wands, and again, 24 is assigned to the Pleiades. The wild child, be your best self always. The mermaid riding the seahorse of Andromeda and Pegasus, who share one star, as the Milky Way is coming into alignment with Andromeda to bring Earth into that alignment with the central sun's upgrade, with 3 days of energy pouring in. Poseidon's maid, who's now Pegasus's maiden, in riding wild and free, Omega 24, the Pleiades and the 7 sisters, and the tail of the dragon. The 31, to be spontaneous and reach out to the little ones, and the 27, to maintain your childlike spirit. Of the 47 of synchronicities, the 8 of cups, and that 4 to 7 from heart to crown, of the little boys riding their avatars in the clouds and creating thunder rolls down below and laughing all the way, ha ha ha. So jingle bells came up with number 13 at a crowning moment, the renewal of peace. To the baby in the nook of the tree, or perhaps the manger, with all the animals coming to see. The 37 of the ideal course of action of spirits connecting with me in unconditional love, and 3 keys of polarity and the middle. The ground zero at 38 with the Queen of Cups in her acceptance of love, of her vines around his trunk as the tree actually bends a little. The 36 of Atlas intuition in the twin towers of you and I connection, the brain on fire with map of intent, and Esther Williams of synchronized swim and her flowery cap. The 19 of the sun, shifting your energy from fire to 33, to be gentle with yourself after purging, not martyring yourself. The 45 of after the purge, to empower yourself through peace. The stabilization of the tree, to pause to connect with the home or the parent, or perhaps check in with the emperor, and the 18 of new experiences and possibilities. Romancing the round table, adding butterfly. The green, healer on their unicorn, but you can't see their horn, only she can, so she looks like she's riding a horse. 8 and 10 came up here again with the chai, and that again, that energy of Bethlehem, which is the energy of the house of the Lord or house of God, and to life. Of Leo and Libra dance in high vibration here. The first card being Make a Wish, the divine masculine or magician manifesting here with the 11 of truth and balance and alignment, making a decision to align. Perhaps 1 and then 11/2 from one-sided to two-sided, with 7 little chariot to carry you home, and then the 7 dwarves just came up here with Snow White. Hello, little flea. So I have a little gnat visiting me. I haven't had a gnat visit me in a long, long time. So Nat's back. That's Nat King Cole. Unforgettable. That's what you are. Unforgettable. Though near or far. So I just remember that I sang that before with my second cousin, who I rarely have seen in my life. But the first card out here is Make a Wish, of the divine masculine and the magician, the 11 of making a decision to align, the 11 and 11/2 from one side to two-sided, with 7 of the little chariot to carry you home. The 358, which is the Empress and the 4 of Swords, the 5D connection, creating the ripples to amp up your positive emotions. Of the 50 of the 10 of Cups happy family, and the potential gateway of the magic tree, with Borealis River just beneath, but no one else can see. See. So again, that's see with your eyes, see with your C of emotions, and see with the letter C of the Christ Unity Consciousness, which also is the whispering bench, and the one side of the parenthesis. So here it's coming up as, you're going to all of a sudden be able, after the flash of light energy, you're going to be seeing things that other people won't be able to see, because depending on where you are, your upgrades are always different from everybody else. But there's this confirmation in this read that keeps saying that, right? So the one with the unicorn can see their horn, but other people can't see it. And now there is this beautiful Borealis River beneath your tree, but nobody else can see it, so maybe you know where to dig to find something. The 14 of assurance of a higher love here, of the 4 seasons, and perhaps the music, the 4 seasons, that come and go quickly. And in the 4 seasons, right, the tempo changes very much from season to season, but change is assured. No more old wives' tales, only magic, which is the muse of the inner child. Well, music is the muse of the inner child. Magic is the magnetism of the inner child. At 4:01 is the underlying energy of the 2 and the beloved heart on fire, with radical acceptance of the 52 Queen of Swords straddling 2 worlds, with the 53 Knight of Swords stranger, with some curiosity here about his laser hands and hot springs, with wings and the energetic exchange with the King of the Hill and the lay of the land, of crop circles perhaps, that were once stationary, are now sheep, and so they're a moving target now. So if you want to leap down into that circle, it requires a visionary, right? Because it's not just leaping into a stationary circle anymore. Now it's sheep who are moving. The first card here is the 17 of the Eye of the Needle, which is all about intentionality. Squinting to channel for healing and dreaming. Seeing the vortex, the 0 point, with focus. like threading a needle, mapping with Esther Williams and synchronized swim, with laser focus and the eagle's eye, the 46 of the Six of Cups root girl, stunted in growth, the disowned self, the trunk of the tree that never grew, the dreams of the two children, of the king of the hill, right, the boy who said, I made it to the top of the hill, I'm king of the hill, in energetic exchange, and then making the little girl feel stuck at the bottom at the root when he's already up there, not realizing that he climbed up the wrong hill. The 57 of the Three of Swords in the unmarked trail of the labyrinth, the amazing grace in the coal under pressure and getting screwed all at the same time. Manicured hedges, yes, but there's no place like home. With one card here, 44, which is Hercules and her harvest, and the perfect storm, the courage to step into life, with the raven, peacock, eagle's perch, which is the ravenous show-off with laser focus. Birds of a feather flock together, but not many are like her. At 412, the Emperor and the Hanging Man, and then the 44 again was that last energy, of that Hercules energy. And that was exactly the energy I noticed this morning when I went out on the deck. It was perfectly clear skies, but all of a sudden a flock of birds, and this might have been yesterday morning, all of a sudden a flock of birds flew off the tree, a little flock, and I thought they were gone. But before I went in, they actually flew past me again and went south. So then I went into the people deck that I told you about. The underlying energy was the Page of Wands, who's excited as the High Priestess and King of Swords are unable to sleep, which can be the King of Swords and his higher self, or the twin flames. Or maybe they're just too excited to sleep, like a kid on Christmas. The World with the Knight of Swords, Capricorn, Queen of Pentacles, and then the Knight of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, and Page of Pentacles, and then the Death card with the Page of Cups, and then the Hermit was at the bottom of that first pyramid. So the Raven, Peacock, nesting on the hill, with the Divine Feminine or Pisces, in a green neighborhood or world, with the Knight of Swords rushing in with deliveries from the Queen of Cups waving, temptation of Capricorn, and the Knight of Cups and Knight of Pentacles and Page of Pentacles offering in return. Scorpio, Pisces, and Virgo here with Dark Knight, Page of Cups, and Hermit, or transition of the Page of Cups and then hermiting. So the World or the Divine Feminine or Pisces and the Hermit both taking a look at this second section, with Pisces naked and adoring all of her people, right? So being naked to the world, authentic to herself, this Pisces energy naked and adoring of her people, and the Virgo as the Hermit holding the light. Perhaps they're watching over this Pisces who's getting a lot of exposure. So at 425 is the Emperor and the Knight of Wands, where the King of Swords may have a hook in their third eye, or maybe dealing with a daughter and her dress train that she's obsessing about. Pisces and fabrics and can't sleep or stressed out, or it's my party and I can cry if I want to. So I don't know if it's prom or getting married, but there seems to be a trail or a train here. The second section here, or pyramid, was the Two of Cups partners, or perhaps that's the Page of Wands and Queen of Wands, on a trip to see the King of Cups, or with Cancer, King of Cups, to see lover, Queen of Cups, or Gemini and Aries are with the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is touching, though, back to the other pyramid of the Knight of Cups. Both seem to be unaware that they're actually touching back to back, that she's right there, and so is he. As the King of Cups approaches the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Wands with Justice, or Libra Queen of Swords and or Page of Swords, which can be a Libra and a Gemini, or the King of Cups with the Queen of Wands kids are with the King and Queen of Cups. Or the Libra and Cancer twins could be here as well. The Empress is receiving the Knight of Wands from the King of Pentacles, who may be snubbing them, or he looked the other way, trying to stay under the radar from the other pyramid watching him. The Emperor with two independents, perhaps, the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups, which also can reference the sovereign twins. But the family's deciding who's going to see the King of Cups and Queen of Cups, and who's going to go see the Emperor and the Empress. So again, this could be families trying to figure out whose house they're going to go to if the families are split up, or there's two different grandparents and so on. Also could be a division of the King and Queen of Pentacles, as the first group is with the Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn, Pisces, Scorpio, and Virgo, or both sets of kids, the Pentacles kids and the Cups kids. And the second group is the King of Pentacles group, divided between at least another family, as well as third-party family or grandparents. Cancer, Gemini, Aries, and Libra, Taurus, and another Aries there. The Page of Swords and the Knight of Wands may be the younger children here, and then the Nine of Pentacles and Nine of Cups could be grown independent children, and that could be from the same family. Or the Emperor is very satisfied with his new younger wife. Or is someone's wife now with their father? And that would be weird. So obviously that doesn't apply to everyone, but obviously it's coming up for somebody. And the Empress may be with a new younger Knight of Wands suitor. So it looks like the Emperor and Empress may be split up. So the third section here is the King of Wands, who's watching all of this, offering a choice to the kids with the Wounded Warrior Magician, or one or the other. So giving the kids a choice of where they're going, but this Wounded Warrior may be on guard about them. And this can even be the King of Wands wanting to bring the kids to meet somebody new, but yet he's the Wounded Warrior because he's really on guard as far as protecting his new person. Perhaps Aries is guarded and with Gemini or Virgo, or that's the King of Wands ready to protect them, with the kids making sure that they'll be nice to them. That could be coming up as well. Okay, so now we're going to go to the 7-deck read on the table. And let me show you a picture. All right, so this is the read on the table, and this is the SIRIAN Starseed deck, the main deck of the read. See if I can get that clear. There you go. And then the full deck picture I have here as well. So here is the full 7-deck clarified read. So this was done actually the 11th. I did it before the 12th because I wanted to just focus on the meditation yesterday. But the 422 was the Emperor and the 22 of the Fool's Journey. That's when I cut the deck. And again, this is for the energies of 1212 to 1213. And then at 433, You Are of Orbs came up, as well as RBS, which is like a run, bass, slam. And you are, besides You're of Orbs. Eeyore. I'm getting Eeyore. I don't know why Eeyore is coming up. Eeyore, unless that's a Russian name or something. Eeyore of Orbs. And orbs can be blind men and orphans, thoughts and words. Also, orbs is literally ORBS. And there could be like something off balance here with the run, bass, and slam. This is going from 422 to 433. So the Fool taking a leap of faith to the 33 of the 4D bridge. And then the 449, which is the Emperor and the Get Your Wish card, or self-satisfaction, being happy with oneself or being alone. And the major arcana in this read were Solar Deity, or the Sun, which is right here for the twins. And then Reason and Reflection also came up, which is the Emperor and then the Hermit. Before the read was the Wheel, or the Great Wheel, and the Shadow, which is the Devil. And again, those were after the read, Reason and Reflection, or the Emperor and the Hermit. But I was also getting R and R there, and 1V and 1X were coming up, which is 4 and 9. But there was that pattern of the 1V, 1X, which was significant here. And that can reference feminine and masculine energies here. Because remember, the V is half of the X, or just the feminine side of it. So we have 2 Wands, 2 Pentacles, 1 Cup, and 4 Swords. So 2214 came up, which is the 22 again of the Fool and the Fool's Journey, and then the 14 of that higher love of the Temperance card, of patience and balance and taking one step at a time, and the Angels. I was just getting angels in the outfield as well. It's about to turn 60 minutes. So I don't know if that shows something about 60 minutes. And the 100 and then 10, which is coming up now. So 60 minutes, and then you know how 60 minutes, that tick, 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 there's that energy. I don't know why 60 minutes is coming up. And it's also the moment before, the 11th hour. So we have 22 and 14. And again, 1414 came up as one of the numbers today. And then we have the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and the Queen of Swords in the read, the main players. Before the read was the 9 of Pentacles, or the sovereign energy. And after the read was the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles. 22 and 44 came up as the significant double numbers for the numbers. Again, the Fool's Journey, and the 44 of the Hercules energy, or her harvest. That social worker kind of energy. Or the 2 mountains, where he's the Atlas and she's Hercules. 67 also came up significantly here, which is the Knight of Pentacles, the loyal humble servant, and the 10 of that high vibration, as well as the 24 of the Queen of Wands and Omega of the Pleiades. And then we have 12 of the Wise Man, the 45 of the 5 of Cups and the Purge to find peace, the 56 of the 2 of Swords, and the 79 of the Pot of Gold at the end of the rainbow. For me. So the way this message came up, there were no numerology cards on the code line here. I don't know if you can see the cards over here, but they're orange and green, the ones that came out. So sacral and heart chakras right there. But there were no numbers that came out on the code line along with the code line here. So the messages came up as this, and the numbers on the code line added up to 20. And that was from 10 to 6 and 2. So 20 again, which came up, I think, twice. I don't know if that was the earlier read, or the one from yesterday. So 20 again, which is the 20 of judgment, but it's also 0 behind the 2 of the divine feminine, or higher self, of source supporting them. And the energy of source show of power, or the Christ I am presence, in union of high vibe destined, in sag sack, instead of sad sack, sag sack was coming up of God and human. The 20 or 20 of the wake up call, the clarion call home for the 6 of Cups children. So, before we had computers and phones and all that kind of stuff, we used to be out playing every day. And then at dinner time, Mom would come out and call us or ring a bell to come home for dinner. So this is very much that energy of the clarion call, of the mother's call home for the children. In a flash of light, I too, which is also the 1-2 of the 12. But in a flash of light, all of a sudden, I go from being one person to being 2. So the energy was also coming up as the word teeny was coming up as well, or tiny things. But also the teeny is the tie of the source energy, and the nigh of the show of power. And also the word sagten came up, sagten, which means to say or to tell, or intent. Also, another way of spelling it came up as coloring matter or pigment. And also Sacramento, California was coming up. The human 6 of Cups, or the 6 of emotions, and the 7th beat of I too. And there's that energy of going from the number 6 to 7, which is the Knight of Pentacles, and the Lovers in the Chariot. So the teenagers may be suspended between 2 consecutive points. Perhaps they sunk under pressure with a 10 sack. Maybe somebody bought some drugs. Or caved under pressure, soft, affair, cause, case, food, a saw, sawdust, sawmill, or to saw, or sage. 2 googly-eyed, or twin, 2 humans, the 6 of Cups children in a flash. All of a sudden, I too, or bind to. Source, to hold and fold. Body, fig, like the fig leaf, evergreen. You destined to vision of high vibe clearing under pressure, a softening. Fox language was also coming up here. and to sacrifice, the privilege of being able to sacrifice or plunder. And to remember, it's not loving your children and doing it out of that love for your children is not considered martyrdom or sacrifice. That is the privilege of sacrifice, is to get to love your children. You do it. You know, your children, it's easy to sacrifice something you want to do because you get even more pleasure from doing it for your children. So that's not really a sacrifice. It's just loving your children. But that understanding the difference between those things, and the plunder, the loot, the cow, the tin plate, the tin man in need of a heart, and then the cowardly lion in need of courage, the twin bookends of 0 and 1 of that high vibe trill, and then the 6 and the 7 of lovers and the flash of light with emotions in the middle. The tiny Sagittarius destined to get sacked, and we're in Sagittarius right now, the tiny Sagittarius destined to get sacked, or the 20 of judgment of the 6 of cups in strawberry fields forever. And again, I'm getting Pinball Wizard again. So we're coming back to, you know, like old Beatles albums and the Pinball Wizard of The Who. So the Beatles and The Who and the where and the why and the road. Okay, to string together in a bolt of lightning at the 11th hour at 0 point midnight. The Queen of Wands, as we start this read, she's right there crowning herself with light in the Queen of Wands card that you can't see with the mini cards on top. And beneath the Queen of Wands is the Wheel reversed, the Shadow reversed, the 9 of Pentacles upright, or the Sovereign, the 5 of Wands reversed, and the Ace of Wands reversed. The announcement of the wheel slowing with Mercury retrograde in Capricorn with Venus and entering Capricorn for 10 days. Detoxing, or in 10 days, not for 10 days. Detoxing, cleanup, repairs, and Sovereign 9 of Pentacles, ending conflict or in a losing battle with lack of inspiration or growth, or in need of some fun with the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands may be frustrated or needing to be more creative, perhaps with telling the truth, or frustrated with the Knight of Wands, sex on a stick. And I guess that reminds me of Sex in the City, right? Isn't that something Samantha said? The world is complete, the divine feminine exposed. And again, isn't that something Sam said, as I talk about Sam the Illusionist? The world complete and divine feminine exposed, or Pisces and Aquarius, both naked to the world in different ways. To the Knight of Wands upright, or Knight of Wands, King of Cups, finding ways to bypass the Queen of Wands' truth, rushing in to save the day, or sweep Pisces or Aquarius off their feet, or the divine feminine star off their feet. Right? Finding, it's like that any which way but loose, like avoiding something. At 546, which is that freedom and change and expansion of the inner children, the outer children, of Aquarius upright, Libra reversed, Capricorn reversed, and Pisces upright here. Or Libra and Capricorn reversed may be acting single when they're not, or very independent in a losing battle and not attracted to the Queen of Wands. And again, this could be someone trying to avoid their partner that they don't really want to be with anymore. Or the Knight of Wands keeps avoiding them. Or the Queen of Wands and Knight of Wands may be two ships that pass in the night, and the Page of Pentacles stood up for themselves because now they became free to leap, with flower and pouch to come together or go to a party, getting their wish to perform or juggle, and uncomfortable with that. With the King of Wands reversed, anxious or imprisoned by the 10 of Cups reversed, unhappy family about this. And this could be also letting your teenager go to a party on their own or something like that. Perhaps anxious or ending an emotional cycle of unhappiness here of the family, with the Queen of Wands upright giving attention to the unhappy people, or bringing good news and leading the way, or the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands are leaving the 10 of Cups family behind because they're not happy, or they're just not happy together. Somebody's done having to water the grass every night, but taking the black cat and getting back in the saddle again, or a famous couple who get attention of the King and the Queen, and again that can be Meghan and Harry. In the slowdown or twist of fate, new information or clarity about all the work in a new lineup, working to end the old emotional chapters, or dreaming and having to go to the 10 of Cups reversed family for the holidays, or dreading having to do that. And then at 6 o'clock, is the Six of the Lovers with double zeros of source energy backing them up. Keep an open mind, and beneath that was heart-to-heart conversations. The King of Swords upright and the King of Cups reversed, staging an offer to the Page of Wands, romantic tie, recovering on their own without even an olive branch extended. And now an offer has been made to hit a home run, with the Page of Wands excited, offering something small romantically, perhaps to make amends, or two men going for the same person, or to get back into someone's good graces, with Pride number 19, again Leo energies, and beneath that adventure of 55 of Excalibur and the Ace of Swords. Synchronicities and dreams and implementing a plan, the Knight of Pentacles going back, and the Knight of Swords reversed holding their tongue, or lashing out at the Page of Wands reversed, with the King of Wands imprisoned or anxious about this, or bringing two together, two kids or two pets, anxious about separation and juggling in high vibe with the Queen of Swords reversed, nagging, bitching, and or lying, and spreading nasty rumors perhaps. Or the King of Wands feels like two swords stabbed in the heart, juggled by the Queen of Swords reversed, or performing while the Queen of Swords cackles from the crowd. So someone might be afraid that someone might show up to their performance and start saying things or making comments that they're nervous about, or all three, worried about all three, that not just the partner, but kids making fun of them as well. The Queen of Swords reversed and the Queen of Wands upright may be victorious here with the Ten of Cups reversed family in returning from exile and exposing their pride. At 6:15, which is the Lovers and the Devil, which is the same card of dark and light, weakened by the truth given to the Knight of Swords upright, detoxing a sovereign or their own sovereignty, becoming single, or Leo and Capricorn both reversed, meeting to exchange info. Perhaps Taurus receiving peace with Hermit coming in, and the King of Cups reversed. The King of Cups reversed, Hierophant at 7:50, maybe receiving the Hermit from the King of Cups reversed Cancer, or traveling to them at 7:50, which is a Cancer energy. So that could be the King of Cups, and the 50 of the Ten of Cups, unhappy family. So perhaps this was a sad event, which is why everybody's sad, or someone's just feeling badly or regretful, or somebody's going to confession. Leo, Queen of Wands, with the truth about comparing notes with Sovereign with Capricorn, and again I was getting the energy of Meghan and Kate, of the Hierophant, or Harry making peace with societal structure, laws, traditions, and expectations, the royal family. And again, the crown jewels came up in my Instagram pictures. As the King of Cups reversed, taking the show on the road, with regrets to the family, the Tower is upright with sudden events, epiphanies or sexual exchange, or going back and forth between Taurus and Cancer, or sad when they leave, but then sudden realizations in meditation and protecting sacred sexuality from the Emperor reversed. So Taurus and Scorpio upright here, and Cancer upright as well. Aries reversed, perhaps on the warpath, with the Knight of Wands feeling badly. To ride in to rescue. This could also be riding into the desert, so I'm getting the English patient energy. So feeling badly, to ride in to the rescue, while the Page of Swords steps in at the country or country house or ranch, with the Ten of Pentacles upright and the Empress reversed, brings Scroogey or hoarding or keeping to themselves. The Knight of Pentacles upright from the past sees the Sovereign Knight of Pentacles, weakening their presentation, as they will surely have a rebuttal. And again, someone worried about how people will respond. And then I was getting the energy again of this paralleling with the royal family, with Harry leaving Meghan. I was just getting when Harry met Sally. Harry leaving Meghan with Kate to go back to the cave and to do some things. With Capricorn and Virgo reversed and Taurus upright, finding peace away from the King of Cups reversed Cancer, or working on the road or help in a sudden event or tragedy, having to sleep with the Emperor reversed or sudden rest or need for it, the Knight of Wands upright rushing in to take over, while the Page of Swords takes care of the Ten of Pentacles family with the Empress reversed, who may be angry and hoarding, or perhaps she's got health issues as well. But again, all the signs were coming up, like the royal family, because Harry's Virgo, Megan's Leo, and Will is, he's right at Capricorn and Gemini, so I forget which sun sign he is, but he probably has both signs in his chart. And then I think Kate's Capricorn, but I can't remember. But all of those were coming up here. The recent past here is 806, which is the strength of the 8 in the dance, the manifesting of dreams, the 6 of the lovers, and the recent past of the Knight of Swords sending 5D messages, or a messenger. Perhaps embarrassed in front of the Knight of Swords, or lacking faith in self, and tired of being the magician or manifesting for the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, or manifesting heaven on earth. With the Page of Wands upright, excited to see past this, to see the past return, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, in need of strength to stand up for themselves. After a death or near-death experience or never-ending story, the King of Pentacles reversed, receiving a big offer or acceptance from the world at large, or Divine Feminine or Pisces, perhaps bearing themselves to them with synchronicities and other options and heaven in their eyes, but burdened and the weight of the world, or wanting to drop some weight perhaps. Or the Knight of Swords may be falling for the Knight of Swords. So it could be another Knight of Swords, air sign, or themselves, with Scorpio in their chart, with the Queen of Swords reversed above and the Queen of Wands upright below them, with Gemini or Virgo upright and the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community of wealth and abundance. The Page of Wands is inspired looking back at the Queen of Pentacles reversed, too weak to defend themselves, as I just lost my voice. And that could be me at times, for sure. To the King of Pentacles reversed, about him receiving money from naked females, and that could be a lot of different references. You know, and again, in the medical facilities, you know, feminines are naked all the time because they're getting undressed. That can be in the acting industry, in the porn industry, lots of naked industries. But again, maybe needing to defend themselves to the King of Pentacles reversed, about him receiving money from naked females, divine feminines, or Pisces, to know what their options are if they work hard. At 820, which is the dance of manifesting dreams, and the 20 of the wake-up call, or making an announcement, or some kind of judgment or decision. The foundation here is the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, given a choice about the Hermit reversed, or when to come out, or when a parent, maybe there's a parent who has dementia here, and burdened by an ill person who's cheating death, because maybe they thought they would pass away soon and then they ended up living for a lot longer, or family stealing from them before they're even dead. So that could be one sibling being pissed off at another sibling, or perhaps a marital partner who's stealing from the house or stealing their things before they're even gone. So at 823, and that can be before distribution as well. So at 823, which is the strength of Leo and manifesting of dreams, and the 23 of the King of Wands, which he could be a Leo, or the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, given an ultimatum by a crazy hermit reverse, or just one coming out, carrying all the burdens, or grave robbers here, or getting a PI to see who they're sleeping with. So that could be someone hiring a private eye. The central energy here is the 2 of Pentacles upright, of surrendering to all that is. The Queen of Wands and the Knight of Swords, with the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community of wealth, surrendering to all that is, perhaps after a death or near-death experience, or just dead tired in the never-ending story of the King of Wands reversed, uncomfortable dealing with emotions with those recovering from exile, injury, or illness, and coming together to celebrate. I'm getting come together right now over me. So again, that could be over my dead body. So that's coming up there. And again, it's someone rolling in their grave. The King of Wands reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed may both have Leo in their chart and or Scorpio reversed. The challenge being the 6 of Cups upright. And then moving or visiting just to offer love to themselves, seeing synchronicities and feeling badly, High Priestess or higher self, detoxing the devil post-war. And that can be codependencies or addictions, or Capricorn perhaps. Or visiting only to send love to the kids, but not to the people they're with. The High Priestess with keys and synchronicities which make them feel sad. The High Priestess or sister may be detoxing PTSD, or detoxing being stolen from. And then we have the star or healer getting all the love from the hangry magician, the one who's not eating right, and the dark high priestess or higher self with keys, reaping rewards of the Queen of Swords, telling their truth, perhaps with Virgo in their chart, or truth about losing their mind or parents with Alzheimer's, and the Page of Cups is vulnerabilities, with the Page of Wands with curiosity, and the Knight of Pentacles offering help to the one bleeding out and healing a broken heart. At 8:39, the dance of the 39 of the Knight of Cups, crowning is the Two of Wands, or twin flames, in a heated exchange of grounding, integrating, and mastering how to receive love with a partner and ignoring them or refusing to face them, where the wheel is upside down in a twist of fate, or while it's slow at work, and the divine feminine or Pisces world with an open heart to those in need. Libra, Queen of Swords, may be leading the way, or Libra and Queen of Swords with Libra in their chart, so there could be two different kinds of Libras here, with good news or heralding in the changes. The King of Wands reverse may be refusing to wake up to the Queen of Wands and Sovereign, hostage of this, and the Knight of Wands upright feeling badly, with the Empress reverse getting their way and holding on, saving or hoarding, and refusing to fight for another day or for themselves. The dream world of family or dream girl, perhaps sharing or settling out with the King of Cups reversed, with a message cutting them off at the pass, and the Nine of Pentacles Sovereign obsessing about splitting hairs to end the pain or give a massage, and all stressed out trying to end the nightmare, or kids simply unaffected by hurtful things that they say that require healing, apology, and or forgiveness. So these could be kids who don't understand what manners are. So soon here is the Seven of Swords passing downloads of epiphanies and or sudden events, and then blowing crowns and being patient angels post-war virus and or PTSD and looting. At 8:52, the 52 being the Queen of Swords again, with Scorpio upright and Sagittarius upright, receiving love from a visit of the King of Swords, perhaps Gemini sharing and or Aquarius being charitable, and making an announcement or deciding to call, or perhaps someone is receiving carolers. That could be someone serenading you as well. So the twin flames seeing themselves as the solar deity reversed. The Six of Cups are upright, but they're draining the Page of Cups, or memories, even though they're positive, of kids out of control, or sick visits, or the need of vacation together. The Page of Pentacles may be examining every detail, healing by performing or juggling or balancing act at work, with the King of Pentacles reversed and the Wounded Warrior reversed, surrendering to assess their worth, or using money to control the children. But now the kids are bonding with each other and no longer are siding with the King of Pentacles reversed. Overexposed, radiated, or got burned. Love yourself first, reconciliation, and situation involves marriage. Calling in the soulmate and separation, there may be time apart. And around the twins, or how they're seen, is the Queen of Swords upright at night or at the full moon, announcement or romantic wake-up call, awakening to the Emperor reversed. Cancer is upright, but Aquarius, Pisces, or Capricorn, and Aries are all reversed. The block here is the Indigo proposal. The Queen of Cups, Cancer, sharing or settling with the King of Swords, or Gemini or twin, or Aquarius or Virgo perhaps. The Queen of Swords may be seeing the man in the mirror and sudden jealous rage, or Scorpio Tower. The Knight of Cups is reversed. The Knight of Pentacles is upright, taking a break with the Page of Wands. In the middle, with Sovereign Nine of Pentacles, obsessing, offering help to heal. Perhaps going to the beach or ocean for time alone to end the pain or suffering in silence, or dealing with a sister or nightmare, or to get a massage or the Hierophant, or go to an establishment. With Taurus, an offer to pay for lovers or Gemini, or someone offering couples therapy or massages. The King of Swords upright, the King of Pentacles reversed, the Emperor reversed, and the Hermit reversed, which can be a guy's trip, and the Divine Masculine's heart being alone in the Batcave, so perhaps getting everybody else to leave so they can actually have time alone. Finding some peaceful movements or travel, or just someone good to travel with. at 9:18, which is the Hermit and the Moon, and the Queen of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, drained by or draining the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Swords, who are surrendering to all that is. Challenged by the Six of Cups, fond memories of passing downloads, and Indigo proposing to twin flame. A rest or perhaps a break, with the King of Swords upright and the King of Pentacles reversed, the Emperor reversed and the Hermit reversed, so that the Divine Masculine can have some time alone to find peace. With Libra and Capricorn reversed and Sovereign upright here, ending conflict, and frustration with the Queen of Wands leading the way to the Ten of Pentacles, family of heaven on earth, in need of vacation, with the Queen of Swords upright and the Knight of Swords, or just the Knight of Swords if the Queen of Swords is reversed, or not in a good mood, with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, surrendering to whatever, and the challenge being the Six of Cups, love, and the twin flames drained, passing downloads, to the Queen of Swords, Gemini or Virgo, on break or resting, with the twin flames, or the King of Swords upright, with the King of Pentacles reversed, the Emperor reversed, and the Hermit reversed, while saving for trip, or Divine Masculine with time alone, and them out of the house. So those are your reads. And I just want to pull an energy card to close it up. Maybe I'll pull a people card too. All right, so let's see what the energy deck has for you guys. And again, we had this dreamy Neptune energy between the two cardinal signs over here of Cancer and Libra. And my daughter got 2 jobs acting. She's actually in Atlanta right now, again. So there's definitely some dreamy energy there. Okay, here we go. All right, so 39 is coming up for the Knight of Cups, perhaps speaking their truth. This is the throat chakra being activated with Archangel Gabriel, perhaps an announcement or a trumpeting, a heralding of love. This can also be a proposal. We also have the 12 again here of the Hanging Man, hanging out, seeing new perspectives, being wise, and the Temple Path. And this is the energy of the Garden of Prayer of Thomas Kinkade. And there's the Who, and Tommy and the Who could be coming up as Thomas Kinkade, right? He's the painter of light, right? But he also got a lot of flack about being, not a high-profile painter, right? They call him a painted-by-number painter. But they're beautiful. I mean, I first noticed him when he first came out on the boardwalk because the colors were just so beautiful. So that energy of the painter of light, so Thomas Kinkade coming through here, and he ended up, having a lot of issues after, having so much fame and notoriety, I suppose. But this is the wisdom of being love here and speaking your truth. And the sun. The sun was reversed here, but I didn't do that today. So this could be the sun coming out now, which it was a little rainy the other day, and then it got sunny yesterday and today. So now the sun is out, and the I am presence here with the sun and the portal of the sun. Again, there could be some vacation, exposure, wisdom, seeing new perspectives in the sun and the light, the painter of light, and then financial constraints of an empty cabinet. So that could be any kind of constraints. It could be food, it could be spiritual, it could be emotional constraints. But again, here's the number 13 card of today's date. Like perhaps wanting to go on vacation, but not sure if they can afford it. And then here's the balance of coming into balance here, right? Saying your affirmations: I'm whole, I am balanced, I am magnificent, I am ageless, I'm healthy, wealthy, and wise. All of those affirmations to remind yourselves of what you are, and go back into balance here for your journey and have faith. And then also the 4th chakra of the heart and Archangel Raphael of physical heart healing with the Queen of Cups, who's very focused on the heart always. The bottom of the deck is the 51 of the King of Swords and the Healer of the Ages, using his fiery laser hands here. And underneath that is the Emperor energy of that happy family, but that 10 of Cups was reversed in the read right here, and here you see them. So I don't know if they're so happy here, right? That could be a disbanded family here, but this could be the Emperor, that could be the Sun. And then we have the Sun again over here. So again, God and Jesus coming up here. And the difference between the energies there. That you are all my children. And now I'm getting the soap opera. And soap operas just came up yesterday too. And I don't think I've said soap opera in ages. So let's see from my people deck what comes up for you. So what character or characters are most significant for everybody watching today? Which characters in the soap opera are most significant today? Oh, that came right up. Capricorn. So Capricorn, or somebody's codependencies or their temptation, the ball and chain, or the devil. And the Empress. It's like the devil and Mrs. Jones, right? Is that the right phrasing? I can't remember. So we have Taurus and Capricorn here as well, as the devil and Mrs. Jones. This also could be somebody pregnant, and perhaps they're not married, but maybe it's a twin pregnancy. Maybe it's a spontaneous pregnancy. Here we have the Knight of Wands rushing into the rescue to save the day. That could be someone taking call as well. But again, I was getting that in the other read too, where the Empress was receiving someone younger, while the Emperor was already married to somebody else. So again, she could be tempted by the Knight of Wands. And then here is someone who's very happy about that. This could also be like, you know, a midnight call there to get their satisfaction. There's a lot of beetles coming up. I don't know why, but there is. Come together right now, and then well, satisfaction isn't the beetles, but that era is coming up. And then we have the higher self or high priestess comes out here too. And often when these two come out together, they may be sisters or older sisters, right? A grandmother and an aunt or something like that. We have Capricorn, Sag, Taurus, and Pisces. Perhaps Virgo or Aquarius can come up here as well. So those are the energies of the most significant people. And then we got the King of Swords as well here, which came up with the Healer of the Ages. So those are your people. And he may be not being able to sleep or stressed out or suffering in silence and purging in order to manifest. The bottom of the deck is the Wounded Warrior. And again, purging out the Wounded Warrior victim mentality. And again, here's the Hermit shedding light on that as I'm doing right now. And this is that innocent message of love, right? This is the message of truth. There's the world, around the world, talking to the world, around the world, being completely authentic to yourself, or around the neighborhood. Pisces energy, or the Divine Feminine, spreading the truth with love as well, and shedding light, or giving advice when asked for. And this could be, again, someone defending. This could be them being defensive, or it could be someone defending them, not wanting them to get hurt. But then they could be shedding light on the fact that they're doing that, or maybe they're hiding under their light and they don't even realize it. So there's the underlying energies. Okay, you guys, I hope that was good for you. Remember your water, your rest, your joy, your nature. Be good to yourselves and breathe. Rise and be loved. Bye, guys.